Hi guys, and welcome to another batch of your replays. I'm not sure whether today's video is going to be one replay or two. It depends on free time, but we're just going to go, and if you get a second replay in today's video, then you'll figure out that I had a little bit more free time on my hands than I actually think I have at the moment I'm recording this. But we are here with Raptor 133 and the Comet. Now, this is a replay that's been in my replays folder for quite some time. I've just never known what to do with it, because it's a good game, but I've received Comet games with higher XP, higher kills, higher damage, but one thing struck me last night. I logged into World of Tanks last night, and I played I played quite a few games, and I ended up kind of rage quitting. I was just not feeling the game. I wasn't getting into it, so even though I did play quite a lot of games last night, I ended my play session prematurely because I just didn't feel it, and I didn't feel I was playing well, and I was raging, or internally raging, at basically a lot of my teams, and I just wasn't having fun. And after that game, I logged off and I checked my stats, and you know what? Even though I didn't feel I was doing well, even though I was raging and I really didn't want to rage, I ended up getting, over the play session, higher W&8 than my average W&8. I ended up getting 61% win rate when my usual win rate's about 57. So my stats for the last night's play session were actually better than my average stats in-game. But yet I still wasn't feeling the game. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't enjoying myself, and for some reason I was raging. And it just made me think of this replay. And as I say, I've had this replay for quite some time, and I never knew quite what to do with it until now. And what you got to remember is World of Tanks is a computer game. It's a computer game. You're supposed to have fun. It's a game. And when you get caught up in your stats, when you get caught up in, okay, having a bad game, or in the case of last night, having 2 or 3 or 4 bad games in a row, you kind of forget the fact that really there's no pressure. It's not life and death. It's not serious. There's no need to rage. I mean, the amount of raging and negativity and toxic chat in the games I was playing last night was really, really high. Not by me. There was some rage by me, but a lot of other players were raging, and it affected me. And this game, just as I say, I was wondering what to do with this game, and this game by Raptor 133, it's a little bit laggy. It's a 9.4 replay because, as I say, I've had it for quite some time and I never quite knew what to do with it. But it's very, very obvious to me that Raptor doesn't really take World of Tanks all that seriously. He doesn't really look at it as seriously as I do, or at least maybe I'm reading too much into it for Raptor. Maybe he does. But what comes across in this game, or what came across in this game for me, is how much unadulterated fun Raptor was having in this game. When I watch this game, I smile, and I mean, I've watched it a few times in the past, but I just didn't know what to do with it because, as I say, if I was going to put up a Comet replay, I've got lots of more exciting games I could put up in a Comet, but I just never could get around to actually losing this replay because it makes me smile. It makes me remember how much fun World of Tanks can be, and not to take myself too seriously, not to get too upset. And as you can see, Raptor's moved up here, and he's trying to use his gun depression. The Comet, I've covered it in previous videos. Fantastic gun mantlet, fantastic gun depression, but he's moved up onto the hill, and he's trying to get his gun down, trying to get shots. But Raptor has a lot of fun in this game, and it's infectious. The fun he's having in this game is infectious. So he's taking hits, just putting shots into this Tiger. And unfortunately, Tiger angles, so now he can't get shots. But this, I thought, was a mistake. Look, he's sliding down the hill. And okay, but yeah, he actually manages to save his tank. So what he's done now is he's basically, it's the new metagame. He's discovered that you can actually get into this position, and if you're in a tank with good gun depression, you can make it work. So I think Raptor got into this position by accident. It's not something I think he did intentionally, but he's ended up in quite a strong position where he's overlooking a lot of tier 8 heavies. Remember, he's in a tier 7 medium. So all he does is he basically sits up here in this new position that's just been discovered. He's asking for help in chat, but he's able to get shots at these guys.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Now, again, I don't know why it's so laggy, but
vehicle destroyed.
he's just doing damage. I mean, he's having fun. And the longer he's up here, and the longer he's shooting his gun, the more and more fun he starts having. Now, unfortunately, he gets penned by the IS-3. He has lost quite a lot of health. That was a very poor shot. He's aiming at the gun mantlet, the only armor the SU-100 has, but he takes him out. So, basically, what you can see here is these enemy tanks are trying to get the gun elevation to shoot him. He's got the gun depression to shoot them. And even though he's got a really, really good gun mantlet, what's actually happened is, because he's on this angle, enemy tanks can actually shoot his turret roof. So, when they hit his gun mantlet, it's very good. The armor works, but they don't have to hit his gun mantlet if they aim carefully. They're just going to be able to pen the turret roof because he's angling his tank backwards. But he's just having fun up here. He's asking for help. He's on 2 kills. And look at the chat. Look at the chat. He's having fun. And it just gets more and more infectious as it goes along. He just lost another bunch of health. He's down to 97 hit points. The IS-3 again unfortunately manages to pen him, but look at the angles he's creating. And SU-100 is going, you troll a little. Yeah, he's trolling a lot. I wouldn't say he's trolling a little, he's trolling a lot. Because the only way these tanks coming around this corner can get the gun elevation is if they can expose, or they might end up exposing themselves to the tanks that are around the corner. But where did that IS-3 shot go in? Oh, it went straight through the front of his tank. But yeah, I mean, there's still a bunch of tanks down around this corner. There's an IS-3, a Tiger II, and a WZ. At least there used to be an IS-3. He's gone because he came around the corner. But look at the chat. Raptor 133. He's just having so much fun. You just lose sight over the fact that it's a computer game. You're supposed to have fun. Now, that doesn't mean suicide scouting and charging straight down through the middle of the map at the enemy team. But it's just being able to do little things like this, find a position, basically troll tanks, and this is why I like this replay. I mean, it's infectious. The fact that Raptor is having so much fun playing this game is infectious. So, I mean, it's not an exciting game. He's just, all he's doing is sitting here, shooting tanks that are coming around the corner. Look at that shot into the engine deck on the WZ. And these guys don't have the gun elevation to hit him. So, yeah, I mean, when I sort of quit last night, I mean, I could have played for another couple of hours, but I'm knocking off the rust, and it just brought to mind that even when I looked at my stats afterwards, I was going, you know what, that wasn't a bad night. Wasn't a bad play session, but for some reason I felt it was. I wasn't having fun. And Raptor is having fun. I'm 1.5k damage. He's, I mean, the thing is, when you get so focused on stats, you forget about basically just having fun. Doing silly stuff in your tanks. And sometimes I wonder, even though I really, really like XVM, it helps me a lot, I sometimes wonder whether or not it would just be better to switch off XVM and completely ignore stats and just play. Because rage is not good, guys. I'd start quoting June. about how fear is the mind killer right now. But as I say, this is not an exciting game. But I don't know, Raptor's just having so much fun. And things have died down a little bit, but we know there's still a WZ-111. We know there's still a Tiger around. So Raptor's up to 15, almost 1600 damage. 2 kills. And he's probably wondering just what he can do right now. So again, he's experimenting. He's climbing across the side of this mountain. And with only 97 health left, this is quite dangerous. But he gets down, he's wondering whether or not he's being flanked. This is going to be a win. The score is 12-9. And I do love replays. I do love replays where people are obviously having fun. I received a replay recently. Someone did send in a replay, and it was a good game in an IS-3. But unfortunately, it's never going to appear on the channel because I felt the player just raged too much. If you're the person who sent it in and know what I'm talking about, yeah, I don't think it's going to feature on the channel. I mean, the player did apologize for it when he sent in the replay, but the thing is, it wasn't an apology to the players in game with him, but rage at the enemy team, rage at his own team, and he ended up having a very, very good game. And I think, you know, rage is so counterproductive. And if you're having a good game, there shouldn't be any reason for rage. I think it just carries over from the previous games, or maybe the session you've been having. But Raptor has picked up his 3rd kill. He's on 1800 damage. But yeah, this is a game that I probably am going to watch whenever I just want to remind myself that it's just a game. And usually there's very little to rage about. Unfortunately, Raptor is finally being let down by his gun. A little bit lucky RT missed him, but he manages to pick up kill number 4. The SU takes out an IS-3, so just 1 tank left on the enemy team. Now the SU is a good tank. The SU-122-44 is a very good tank. Even though it's a 1 versus 4 situation, a tank like the SU is capable of winning it, but not if he's on such low health. But there you go. I mean, it was a very, very basic game, but what came across in that game was how much fun Raptor was having. So even in the replay description, he calls it Troll Comet. He picked up an ace tanker for that game, so well played, Raptor. Nice new meta you've discovered there. And the damage, you know, for a Comet was good, but, you know, there have been higher damage games on the channel, and I've got higher damage games in my replays folder. But look at this. That's it, Raptor. You deserved this amount of XP. You deserved exactly this amount of XP. Leet. 1337. You deserved elite XP for that game. And thank you for cheering me up, because I needed it. I just don't know where the rage from last night came from. 30 shots fired, 23 hits, 1856 damage, 3 spotted, 6 damage, 4 destroyed, and he did 3000 assistance damage. He was playing with a standard account, but still earned 18,000 credits, and it wasn't his first game of the day, so he ended up with just being elite. I would settle for that too. But yeah, rage is counterproductive. If you get angry, I think you play even worse. If you rage and you're focused more on your teammates and how badly they're playing, or focused on the enemy and how badly or how, I don't know, unfair they seem to be playing, then you're not focused on your own game. And it is a game. It's there to have fun, and Raptor had a lot of fun in that game. So, Raptor, I never knew what to do with this replay, because it was a good one, but it wasn't at the top of my list of Comet replays to put on the channel. But you made me smile again, and There you go, and I hope it made you guys at home smile too. This time we are here with cjacey in the AT-8, the Tier 6 British tank destroyer, and it's a very, very nice matchup. It's a Tier 6 game, and we had some trolling in the first game, and we're going to have some trolling in this game. And yeah, this is another game that maybe made me smile. I don't know if cjacey was smiling when he was playing it, but it's another one of these replays I never knew quite what to do with. I put it into my saves folder, and we're just gonna go, and it's a typical British TD. It's slow, it's not particularly maneuverable, but it has a decent gun. It's got the standard 17-pounder that comes on a lot of mid-tier British tanks, 171mm of penetration, 150 alpha damage. Basically, it's the TOG gun. And like a lot of British TDs, you've got a very, very weak commander's cupola on top. However, this can be very, very troll, especially against lower tier tanks, because even though it's a very, very obvious weak spot on top, it's rounded, so unless you get it dead center, unless you hit it flush, you can actually bounce shots with the commander's cupola. But the gun is mounted slightly to the left of the tank, so this is actually not a bad corner to set up on, and that definitely seems to be what cjacey is going to be doing. 2 RT on the enemy team. Now, it's been a long, long time since I played the AT-8. Always found it strange that the AT-8 is a Tier 6, but the AT-7 is a Tier 7. But anyway, he's set up, and the first shot misses, unfortunately. They've just lost a PZ-SFL-4C. Don't know what he was doing so far advanced. And now the VK-3001H is moving in.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And someone is taking shots this general direction, so someone may have spotted him. Not sure if cjacey has sixth sense. It's been a while since I watched this replay. But there's the first kill. Nice, easy kill on the T-28. But as I say, this is another one of these replays I stuck into my maybe folder because I didn't quite know what to do with it. But yeah, I mean, it makes me smile. So you're going to see why a little bit later. But cjacey has suddenly found himself all alone. And a couple of enemy heavies advancing, a couple of medium tanks advancing to the right through the village. So he's pretty much the only tank over here, maybe with a little bit of support from the Electo. The rest of his team have gone into the mountains. And cjacey is playing around. It looks as if he's playing around with the idea of retreating. But he decides to move up, sit on the corner. Okay, M3 Lee is spotted, but cjacey's not going to have any shots from here. And a KV-1 appears. So rush shot, doesn't fully aim. And he's moving into a position where he can hide
Enemy is hit.
his cupola, maybe.
The gun's damaged. We can't fire accurately.
So his gun's been taken out, he uses his repair kit. So all of a sudden, KV-1, T-25, T-150, T-3485, all advancing on his position, and it's just him and RT. Now he's already used his repair kit, so he's been tracked. But he obviously has a repair crew in this tank. Fails to track the KV-1, and the KV-1, instead of constantly moving forward, he actually stops. So cjacey's able to put shots. I don't think the KV-1 has the gun depression. And there's the first kill. So our second kill, T-25 hitting the wreck of the KV-1. And these guys are trying to hit his commander's cupola. Now the T-3485 advances, gets set on fire. But it was 5 versus 1. Where is the M3 Lee gone? No sign of the M3 Lee. The T-150's been taken out, but cjacey is in trouble. He's in a forward-mounted TD. They've gotten to his sides, so he must have a repair crew in this tank. Or maybe a toolbox, but yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing. They're tracking him. They're trying to pen the side, but they're they're underestimating how quickly cjacey can actually repair his tracks. So M3 Lee appears out of the blue. T-25, they're trying to get to the side. They're putting shots in. They're firing HE. They're all firing HE at him now. They're giving up with the AP. They've tracked him again. It was 1 versus 5, guys. So again repaired. They can't pen him. He's just trolling here. He's only lost 200 health.
We're immobilized.
And yeah, oh, unfortunate. But again, he's being trapped. He's repairing. They're cut to his side. Oh dear. So now look at this. T-25 fires, and
Enemy armor destroyed.
the T-25 fires and kills his own M3 Lee. He misses a shot at point-blank range at the commander's cupola and somehow manages to kill the M3 Lee. Oh dear. So RT is now being spotted. He's moved up. Don't know if cjacey's going to get anything else out of this game. But yeah, AT-8, it's a tank I need to rebuy. I never got the ace in it first time round. I need to go through a lot of the British GDs and replay them, because I ground them rather than playing for aces. But there we go, game is over. 2.4k damage or thereabouts. And as cjacey says, it was an AT-8 fight for survival. 1 versus 5, and the AT-8 came out with almost no damage and pretty much intact. Just the cost of a repair kit for repairing his gun very early in that. So it was an ace tanker. He picked up a cool headed, he picked up a steel wall, he picked up a high caliber, and he picked up a lucky, because that T-25 was, you know, generous enough to basically kill the M3 Lee for him. But 1153 XP, 2358 damage, 4 kills. He fired 24, hit 19, and a nice amount of damage, but he received 23 hits. 16 were non-pens, and a lot of the hits he received also were absorbed by his tracks. So, yeah, AT-8 basically doing some trolling, and thankfully I've got a reason to put this video up. 2 British troll tank replays today. 33,000 credits earned with a premium account, 1729 XP overall with a premium account. Not the first game of the day, but yeah, AT-8, I'm gonna look forward to rebuying this tank. I don't think I gave the lower tier British TDs that much credit when I played through them. They were just too slow, too situational. I don't think I enjoyed them. But I wasn't playing them very well, so I'm going to go back, rebuy them all, and try and get ace tankers in them. And the AT-8 definitely looks better than when I was playing it, and I couldn't wait to get out of it. But thank you guys for watching. I want to thank cjacey and Raptor for sending those replays in. I hope they put a smile on your face, because they put a smile on mine. I'll see you next time.